Hello there. It looks like all that planning and manoeuvring to get her deal will be for naught, as a top lawyer demolishes the PM's Brexit proposals. Now, before I go on, if you haven't heard, 4 of the young boys trapped in a cave in Thailand have been rescued. Work has now been suspended for the night and the rescues of the remaining 8 boys will recommence tomorrow morning. Let's all hope this story has the happiest of all endings. So, after all the ducking and diving to get a deal, any deal, as long as it said agreed Tory party Brexit proposal on the cover, whatever its contents were, along comes Martin Howe QC, a leading barrister and EU law expert who basically demolishes it. The political commentator Guido Fawkes uploaded a copy of Martin Howe's briefing memo on Theresa May's Brexit proposal to both Scribd and his own website, order.com. And as far as I can see from this assessment, the UK would be permanently tied to the EU rules and regulations regarding goods either made here or imported from outside the EU into the UK. And when the EU changed these laws, we would be obliged to follow suit, as well as being under the ECJ. This would give the EU the power to shape rules to the disadvantage of the UK and help its own EU 27 businesses. The UK would also be severely hamstrung in its ability to pursue an independent trade policy. But the author also says that the EU is unlikely to accept these proposals, but instead persist in saying no, to keep us inside what he calls a lobster pot until the negotiating time runs out, and the EU will then demand huge last-minute concessions to allow us to keep the transition phase. These proposals therefore lead directly to a worst of all worlds black hole Brexit, he says, where the UK is stuck permanently as a vassal state in the EU's legal and regulatory tar pit, still has to obey EU laws and ECJ rulings across vast areas, cannot develop an effective international trade policy or adapt our economy to take advantage of the freedom of Brexit, and has lost its vote and treaty veto's rights as an EU member state. It's becoming clearer and clearer that Friday was all about putting a sticking plaster on the gaping split in the Tory party, and this has resulted in this total cop-out. And as Ian Dale, the LBC presenter, said, "The sound you can hear across the nation is the sound of Tory party membership cards being ripped up." And for those living in the forlorn hope that this show of cabinet solidarity means they have a cunning plan, if they do have a cunning plan, it will be a baldric cunning plan. The Conservative Party has let all Brexiteers down. Its anti-EU ministers prove to be mere paper Brexiteers, unwilling to stand up, resign as ministers, give up their chauffeur-driven cars and take that long walk down the Chequers driveway to pick up a taxi. We do now have some noises from the back benches, but will they take the plunge and queue up first thing tomorrow morning to get their letters of no confidence in the PM into the safe of the chairman of the 1922 committee? Or will we see them just fizzle out like good little Tory party members? Will Boris, David Davis and co belatedly decide to do the right thing? I doubt it now, because most of them suddenly seem to have either lost their tongues or are busy writing articles in the press extolling the virtues of this ridiculous May sellout. And every word they write will represent yet another nail in their party's coffin. Now, in the normal traditional UK two-party state, all thinking would be, let's turn to Labour and give them a go at this. Surely Red can't be worse than this blue shambles, can it? Well, you better believe they would be worse. Be in no doubt, a Corbyn-led, momentum-powered and Unite-backed Labour Party's approach to Brexit would make the last 2 years of Tory activity look like a well-oiled and highly functioning Brexit negotiating and policy-making machine. And some people may be looking to new fledgling political entities in the hope that they can suddenly become heavyweight political players overnight and stand up for the 17.4 million people who voted after much debate to leave the European Union. But I have to tell you, that will only further split the Leave campaign. If you are a Brexiteer, there is only one practical and realistic choice for you now, and that is to join, support and/or donate to the UK Independence Party. We must now do the sensible thing and unite behind the only credible political Brexit force left in the country, and that is UKIP. UKIP is and always has been the only party that has the core belief of leaving the EU at its heart. Labour and Tories are so split that it is obvious that they can never ever deliver our withdrawal from the EU. A vote for either at this moment is a vote for the continuation of this shambles ad infinitum. The only way to break that chain is to vote UKIP, because not voting at all is the worst thing to do. And please don't fall for the usual red versus blue two-party state nonsense that they trot out just before every election of, if you vote blue you'll be in the poorhouse by the end of the week, and if you vote red you'll be taxed to extinction by the end of the week. And of course both will claim that the NHS is only safe in their hands and you only have 24 hours to save it, etc, etc, etc. It happens like clockwork every time. In fact, I think there'll be a ramping up in this sort of domestic political rhetoric next week as the Tories try to stop their support base hemorrhaging out of the door. And finally, despite all the claims that UKIP is at death's door and on life support with the plug about to be pulled, its new leader Gerard Batten, a popular and founder member of the party, has sparked new life into UKIP, recovered its financial position, and the membership numbers are growing once again. Policies are under construction and UKIP is on general election red alert, putting prospective candidates in place across the country. And this year is UKIP's 25th birthday. So time to give them a chance now, I think. So please let us all know what you think by leaving a comment below. Thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video. And also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.